There's someone knocking at my door, but I made sure that I film in before opening my door, because you never know who it is, or if you're gonna have the ability to start a recording while somebody's doing whatever it is they're doing. Oh, good.
I'll just set up my chair here. I don't know if my friend's going to show up or not.
That's all right.
So I'll just set up my chair here. So I don't think she's probably sound asleep.
I hope so.
Yeah.
All right. I wasn't sure if it was you or if it was her or if it was someone from Fred Meyer, so.
Yeah,
I'm glad it was you.
They've been kind of watching on me. They go drive up there and turn around someplace up there, and then they park for a little bit. But I stayed at the entrance where the lights are all on. So I figured if I stay where it's all lit up, I wouldn't look suspicious or anything. So they didn't bother me. Not yet.
That's good. They haven't bothered me yet either. That's one of the things I'm trying to avoid here, because, alright, so this guy shows up when I first came out to Panhandle, and he saw me, and then, right after that, that lady gave me $5, and then that other gentleman showed up, and I let him take it over, so I'd been there, 10 minutes max. So then he was done, I was going to, and somebody else showed up, so I let him. And then I went back, and I literally didn't make anything else after that. So then the guy that I saw first thing in the morning, when I first went out and stood there with my sign, he comes out, I suppose he works here. When he pulled out, he says to me, "Man, you've been out here doing that all day." And I thought to myself, man, this morning he showed up when I'd been here less than 5 minutes, and again he showed up when I'd been here less than 5 minutes. So I guess to him it looks like I've been here all day raking in the cash, making a mint. But no, the other two people that stopped there to make some money today, both of them made $20, and that's what they were looking for, so they did all right. I went and asked her for a rolling paper earlier, and it turned into me having to listen to her talk for 45 minutes before she finally got to it. I was trying not to be rude to her as much as possible. She was taking everything I said offensively, so I just walked away because the traffic's really loud. 2 motorcycles and 3 really loud trucks drove by, so I couldn't hardly hear what she was saying. But I came over here to roll the cigarette, and I figured if she was still yelling for me after I was done with the cigarette, then I'd go over there, because it wasn't her yelling because it's an emergency thing. It was she was yelling because I came over here to roll a cigarette while she was still talking.
Well, I'm going to try calling her again and see if she's. I think she works at a restaurant on a second shift, which she should have gotten off at midnight. Let's see.
Well, in either event, I'm going to try to help you with the transition as well as I can. Well, that just sounds wrong. Molly was asking where you were at. I told her the truth. I didn't know where you were at. I actually went looking for you. I'll walk over there and try to find his grave. I'll be back. A little tiny froggy. Oh my god, it is so cute. Oh, come on now, I just want to get a picture of you. Stop hopping away, you little green tree frog. Alright, I tried to get a picture of it. I don't want to freak him out too much. He's just a little frog. I'm not trying to eat him, and I don't want him to have to puke up his lunch like a lot of frogs do when they feel threatened. A lot of people say I don't get social cues. Well, for most of them I do. When it comes to intimate relationships with women, no, I'm fucking clueless. I don't have any basis of experience to really judge those situations based off of. What I have is observances of other people in those situations, and I'm just grossed out by that. So, yeah, different strokes for different folks. And Tom has a chair. He's gonna sleep outside of my car tonight, I guess. I'm so asleep. Dang, this is a really long building. Now, when I say I was almost asleep, that doesn't mean I was going to be able to sleep. I do want to point that out first and foremost here because that's a pretty important point to make. It's usually when I'm almost asleep that I remember there's something that needs to get done that I need help for, or I don't get to see my loved ones. That's all I wanted after I left Virginia, was to be able to go see my loved ones, and a lot of them are dead now. And I didn't get to see them. I got to text with them for a bit over the internet because I could safely go to Boulder, Colorado to see any of them. Meanwhile, none of them knew why, none of them cared why. They were too busy telling me how to think and how to feel, going out of their way to invalidate everything that I say. Wanting to invalidate my experiences, invalidate my emotions. They're allowed to have experiences and have emotions, aren't they? Well, according to them, they think they do. They just don't think that I do. They think this is a special right, should only be observed for them. A lot of times when people are knocking at my window and I'm trying to turn on the camera or find a recording device to turn on, if it's a cop, they start threatening to break my window. It's important to have one of those one-touch recording things, but I don't know the names of any at the moment. I could probably go back through and find the names of one or two of them from people's suggestions, depending on if their accounts have been destroyed by now or not. For most of the people that offered to help me, their accounts were destroyed a long time ago. Alright, I think this is the part where they do the cams. And now that it's late at night and there's not a bunch of people there, I can, I suppose, read the signs and find out how to actually do this properly. Because it's a little bit different everywhere. They got to make it complicated. It's easy to fill a bottle drop bag. Yeah, no. I don't have the $2 to buy a bag of bottle drop bags. Also, that's a Fred Meyer only thing. That's so they can try to make a little bit of money off of the Oregon laws. Oh, well, you know, we can limit them to a certain amount that they can turn in every day. And of course, if they want more, they have to buy from us. They have to buy one of our baggies. The baggies are not very big either. Anyway, I'm glad it was just Tom. I'm hoping that Molly is asleep. I was actually genuinely surprised that she didn't come over to my vehicle after the second time she yelled my name. And I actually started the recording, a different recording, I think the one before this, right after that, because I really was expecting her to start talking non-stop and telling me how rude I am. There's a difference between making a video log like I do and, well, doing what she does, which is a lot of talking but for no purpose. I don't tell people about the stuff that I'm going through for no purpose. I'm trying to get help. And these folks who may have wanted to help me weren't able to, not because of any horrible, horrible thing that I had done. All these people had their own reasons or excuses. And really, none of them had anything to do with me, except for the fact that I was deprived of help because of events that I didn't have any part of. When the police said that I wasn't trying to get help, all these people had to do was tell the truth. Did I try to get help? Did I go to you for help? Did you offer to help me in the way that I needed? Did you? These are all important questions that these people who claimed that they cared about me and claimed they wanted to help me, those are the questions you need to answer. Did I come to you for help? Or did you reach out to me to help me? Also, is that help in the way that I needed? Did I expend my money towards going to court over and over and over again? Or do I just not ever show up to a court date? No, I show up to all of them. But then they got dirty little tricks that they pull to prevent you from going. And those dirty little tricks prevent you from, well, ever having an honest court date. Like when they lock you up on crimes that were never committed, and they have court dates without you, and they don't inform the courts that you're locked up. They lock you up to prevent you from turning in evidence. Later on, that forces an individual to break the law. I can't go to the cops because I'm a homeless, disabled male. VLM isn't gonna help me. I'm not the right color. Gimme, gimme, gimme isn't gonna help me. I'm not the right gender. Hold on. Not gimme, gimme, gimme. What do they call themselves? Sexist Women's Club, maybe? Hold on. It's on the tip of my tongue. The Me Too movement. Yeah, what a fucking joke. When I say no victim left behind, that's what the Me Too movement, what it's supposed to be, right? I mean, isn't that kind of what the name would imply? All the victims? I'm a victim and I need help. Me too? All right, will you help me and I'll help you? That ain't the way it worked out, though, is it? Nope, it became a man-bashing club. Anyway, he's over there sitting in his chair. He's got his blanket over him, actually over his head and everything. He's apparently done this before. I don't mean done this before as in literally what he's doing right now, as if it's something crazy. I mean, yeah, that's pretty fucking important, actually. It's a pretty cool night, and it's raining. So, currently there's a break in the rain. That's a good thing. So, he's not getting rained on at the moment. There's also the chill in the lungs that you can get from that situation. This is a lot different weather than what we've had for the last few months, and it's supposed to be the warmest here. Will be only in the 60s this week, or at least until Wednesday it'll only be in the 60s at the highest, and I would imagine it's only going to go downhill from there. With Tom sleeping right next to my car and her camp being literally right across the road. He's still got some of his stuff at her camp, according to her. I don't think he cares. I think what he was trying to do is make sure that she was set up with the most creature comforts he could set her up with before leaving. He's trying to be nice about it, and he's trying not to be confrontational about it. When he goes for a walk, it's because he needs to go for a walk. Earlier this morning, it started off pretty good. He offered me a steak for breakfast. Just amazing. He's a veteran and he gets some of his veterans' benefits, but not everything that he's entitled to at his age. You don't see any reason to be greedy, I suppose. But she's been kind of mad at him for spending money to get stuff. It's for her. It's not stuff that he's going to take with him. He knows if she complains about something, her back hurts from sleeping on the ground, well, he gets her an air mattress. Oh, you shouldn't have wasted the money on an air mattress. Alright. That's just an example. Not that literal situation where the air mattress actually happened. It's just those kind of things. So this morning, she was feeling like taking her stuff out on somebody because she wanted to speak and nobody else was allowed. And he'd spoken to me a couple times by this point about how, she had been doing that to him, and she'd also done that to several other people at that camp in front of me. And she's hospitable as far as Well, I don't know how many of y'all have ever taken not the dinner party, what do they call that? Etiquette. You know, you take the etiquette class in high school. It's home ec, but it's just one part of home ec. So if you take home ec, if you get far enough through the year, after you've learned how to set the plates and the silverware and which spoons go where and which fork goes where and how to set up a classic table versus a modern table, the difference between a dinner table and a luncheon and all this other, well, shit that I didn't pay enough attention to apparently. But she paid attention. Of course, she was raised, well, a little more to be a proper lady than most of the ladies that I know. She knows how, she just doesn't care. And that's frustrating to anyone. Oh, grizzly fine cut. I wonder what we're gonna find in here. Either an empty can or a Chukka. Empty can. And then here's a deluxe hoop net. That's for crab fishing. This is just the label. We can afford to throw the stuff away because we're not incredibly lazy. Nice. I found some winners. Well, one anyway. So, a lot of y'all might look at this situation and go, oh, well, it wasn't violent and Tom's being a sissy. Well, he's 80 years old, folks. He's quite a few years older than her. And she's a few years older than me. So, you know, at his age, after what he's been through, what he's survived, he should be allowed to fucking step out of a situation like this. But also, you guys got no idea what kind of risk that puts her at. And that's something that, of course, is going to weigh heavily on anybody's conscience. But you also gotta preserve your own fucking sanity too. You may want to help her more than anybody else on the whole planet, but it don't make any difference if she drives you so completely fucking crazy that, well, you can't even speak without getting snapped at. And this morning, you know, she had already, well, I guess just vented to me about her doing stuff like that. And, you know, with him venting to me about it, and then this morning he saw her doing that to me. Those are very cool. They smell pretty. These are vape things. And they come with a cool little container. And it's got useful parts. The thing I was just sniffing is the cap. And the cap is actually the perfect size for one of the pipes that I have over there that I'd like to use as a cane. It's just I don't want it to go clink, 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 clink everywhere I go. Cool, Nature Valley bar. I can't eat them because I have no teeth, but somebody else might eat it. Here's another one of those lids. I forgot they have radio on here at night. I don't know if it's like literal radio, if it's just a recording. It's probably a recording of the businesses that are here. I'm not for sure though. Might be a talk show too, I don't know. This is the laundromat here. If I'd known this place was here, I'd have... Oh yeah, I didn't have any money anyway. That's important to remember. I was gonna do this and I was gonna do that, but I didn't have the money. I was gonna do everything the legal way, but the cops didn't want to do anything the legal way, and it cost me all the money that I needed in order to do it the legal way. Meanwhile, bodies just kept piling up. You know how fucked up it is to see my predators do these things over and over and over again and continually get away with it? Seeing my predators like Waylon Lolotai take part in multiple assaults against other homeless individuals or people who are assumed to be homeless. Meanwhile, out of all of his victims, the only ones who got any satisfaction were the ones that, number one, were not white, and number two, were in houses. At least one of his victims, well, she was homeless when she was assaulted by Waylon Lolotai. And then she was actually in a place when Darren O'Connor helped her. Verbal abuse is still abuse. I am highly verbally abusive. I'm not sure if you've noticed. But if you're gonna be a filthy ass fucking skeezy goddamn cunt rag and get people killed, well then I'm gonna call you a skeezy ass goddamn filthy fucking cunt rag. I'm not gonna be nice about it. I was nice, it got me walked on, got me walked over, got me victimized. All these people who are telling me I just need to look the other way or forget about it, move on. First of all, they don't understand that I don't fucking get to. This is not a situation you get to just walk away from. Having your name slandered like that, not being allowed to defend yourself. This is the shit that people fucking murder each other over, and you guys want to pretend that everything is fine and fucking dandy and honky fucking dory. Well, it ain't. For Tom, this is a little thing. It's a simple thing. It doesn't take much. I've done the same exact thing for many, many women. So for those of you who want to bounce back and forth, whenever I help a woman, you want to go, oh, why do you only help women? And when I help a man, you go, why do you only help men? Fuck. When I say no victim left behind, I mean no victim left behind. And when you go back through and you look at my videos, you'll notice I ripped a lot of people's ass, both men and women. I called a lot of people cunt, both men and women. I am not sexist with my insults. Nice, another winner. Oh no. It looked twice as big as it was because somebody set it down while it was still burning. So it had a big old long ash on the end, made the cigarette butt look longer. Yeah, fuck it. I did get some pictures of this thing's pretty cool here. There's a velociraptor. Look at that, the tail goes all the way up behind the sign. So you can really see the feetses. Very cool. That's their credit manager here at this store. Oh, and right here is a message for all of you. never give up guns. The criminals aren't going to give up their guns, and that includes law enforcement. And of course, your life being taken away by law enforcement, that's a very real proposition in the United States. Them murdering you is a very real proposition in the United States. And the more broke you are, the more chance there is that they will fucking murder you. Great news. Anyway, I'm tired again and I want to go to sleep. And it's also rather difficult to light this here snipe when I left my lighter over at my car because, well, I was half asleep when I got at my vehicle. I wasn't expecting to be going on a walk. But I'm glad it was just Tom. And if he was comfortable with her, he would go back over to the camp because she don't have any problems with him being there. She's clingy like a pair of week-old underwear. And she wants him there. That's kind of her sense of safety and security. So when he's not there, if she sees a homeless person ride by on a bike or walk by with a backpack, she invites him over because she wants to talk. And let's see, 3 of the guys so far that have come up and talked to her while I was there, she offers them stuff. They tell her they gotta go. She tells them they should come back later, and then she tells me about how creepy they are. And she tells me about how she knows people and she's a good judge of character and she knows I'm a good person, but those people are different. They're creepy and they're scary. There's a lot of people that think I'm creepy and scary. And yes, that does have a lot to do with me screaming at the top of my lungs at these dumb motherfuckers for the stupid shit that they've done. I'm talking about the Natalie Bollinger situation, of course. Anyway, my phone is down to 5%. So I suppose I'm gonna get back to my vehicle and plug it in. We'll see if we get that done before it dies. And then I'm gonna try to eat the sandwich I got for dinner. Like I said, I had some tuna fish, and somebody gave me some TGI Fridays potato skins. And a lady this morning actually dumped off half a trash bag full of what looks like foot-long rolls from Subway. Just the basic white ones though, because those are actually the least popular in most places, but they have to make a certain amount every day anyway. So after work, there's a lady who brings all the excess bread. It's usually just white bread, but from what one of the folks down here was telling me, sometimes it's like a whole bunch of their artisan breads. So the $1 package of tuna that I got is the creamy, or is the sriracha one. So I put a little bit of Tabasco in it because their sriracha is weak. And then I put those potato skins on it. In with the tuna to help soak up the juices. And also to help soften up the potato skins because they're too hard for me to gum. I'll end up stabbing myself in the gums and chewing them up. And well, I'm almost back to my vehicle. Yeah. Who's that? It's who? Oh, it's Tennessee. I got one. Or I might have. Hold on, I think I got two.
For snipes? I didn't say, do you
Yeah.
like snipe?
Yeah, I'm out looking for snipes.
So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. I don't tell nobody. If you go to the Western Royal Hotel, like late at night, upstairs they have one ashtray, and then downstairs they have another ashtray. One that's upstairs usually like has almost full cigarettes all the time, Camels, because one of the chicks that works there, she never finishes her cigarettes, and sometimes in a day she'll smoke vividly. Like I've pulled 17 almost full Camels out of there at a time sometimes. And she smoked 17 cigarettes and only took like 3 puffs off of them sometimes. Ridiculous.
I'm about to. Dang, you got a pretty decent collection.
Yeah, there's like 9 of them, 10 of them here.
Hell yeah. I'm going over to my vehicle so I can make sure I can plug in my phone and continue to use YouTube.
There you go, buddy. 3.
Thank you.
You know,
Absolutely. These are good ones too. They didn't get all rained on and wet and nasty. They just
they're in a dry ashtray. They're decent cigarette butts.
yeah.
Actually decent. It's really hard to find decent snipes.
You got a lighter?
Yeah, I'm the guy. I'm not above picking up literally something that's literally a fucking little stubby off the ground, ripping the filter out of that fucker and puffing the 2 puffs that's left on it. I'm not above that.
I've been doing that. That's what I got here. Yep.
Yeah, all you gotta do is either pull the filter back enough to where you can cut it shorter so that it's not right where the tobacco is, so you can smoke it all the way gone.
I'm gonna go grab my battery real quick because if I let my phone die, then I have to let it charge up to 6% before I leave it turn on. But
Really?
I'll yeah, it's stupid. It's one of the.
Yeah, I gotta use the camera.
Oh, there's some cans for you. I got some cans on top of my car. Absolutely. Well, at least you're still breathing. All right. All right. Currently, this charger has 21% charge, and with the charging cord that I have, I should give my phone about a 60% charge if I have it recording, I think. 50%, something like that. I guess I get like 2% charge on my phone for every 1% on the charger, but usually I charge it up when it's about 20% because I don't want it to die in the middle of recording. That guy there is one of the local drug addicts and also one of the people that she invited over to the camp and then she got an attitude with. And he seems like he must be from backwoods Tennessee because he wasn't having that. He was pretty straightforward with her about it too. He was also straightforward about being a drug addict. And I like that. I think that's pretty fucking important. Natalie Bollinger admitted to me that she was a drug addict. But I don't know if she admitted it to everybody. Then again, I do know that she actually bought a hoodie. A Narcotics Anonymous hoodie. She actually bought one of those. Matter of fact, that picture from when her and her sister insisted that we go out to the pagoda in Norfolk. Yeah, it's one of those things where people want to pretend like I was, maybe I was just stalking them in Norfolk and I pretended that I was some photographer. No, they insisted that we go out. They insisted. We went to Virginia Beach because that's where they wanted to go. I stayed behind where Alicia Bollinger worked because that's where she told me to stay. That's where she asked me to relocate to. The place that I had chosen to stay at was a different Starbucks across town. On Military Highway, not South Military Highway, which is where her mother lived. And South Military Highway isn't where the Starbucks is or where Alicia Bollinger was working at the cricket store. Alright. Now, if he wants to maintain his drug habit, he has to work for it, which means he's got to go get cans. Yeah, I'm willing to give him cans. There's no room for him in here. It sucks when I'm driving and I have one of the son of a bitches fall off the top row here while I'm driving and it bounces all the way down to my feet because then it's going to be fucking with my ability to hit the gas, hit the brakes, and hit the clutch. That's right, folks. I'm one of them rare breed of old people. What knows how to drive a stick? Not well, but then again, I don't drive an automatic very well either. I drive like a grandma because I'm a shitty driver. I know that if I'm a shitty driver and I drive slow, well, that increases the amount of time that I have to react to anything that happens. And also decreases the chances of it happening to begin with. Now, where the fuck is my lighter? This is gonna drive me to drinking. Also, that gentleman out there is one of the people that she was saying that she thought was creepy. Well, he stood up to her and he admitted he was on drugs. and use meth, so yeah, that right there is just one of them situations. And of course, that stuff doesn't make me feel any more comfortable. But neither does how abrasive she chooses to be with people. And for me, of course, I just want to find my fucking lighter. For a fact, I own one. Matter of fact, I own several. Where the hell are they? I know there's a lot of people that don't like my video logs, don't like that I make them. But the thing is, that's only a small part of what's helped to keep me safe. At least in part. A lot of the recordings that I have prevent these people from doing the real horrible shit. Because it is documented, it is on the internet. People did see it. They did hear it. That helps to keep a lot of people safe. The fact that I don't shut up. And I won't shut up. Oh. When I say no victim left behind, what I mean is no victim left behind. Not no victim except white homeless males. That's just fucking crazy. Sexism is wrong unless it's directed at men, apparently. Racism is wrong unless it's directed at white people, apparently. You gotta understand the difference between the way that you were raised and who you are. Even if all white people were raised to be racist assholes, being raised to be a certain way doesn't mean you're going to be that certain way. And as a result, you should be judged based on your own personal merits. We don't have that though, do we? Nope. I've had a lot of black folks tell me stuff like, well, now you know how we feel. Oh, I already knew how that shit felt. I grew up in the system having my ass beat because I was white. Good luck finding a black person who's been beaten up for the color of their skin as much as I have. Now, you probably won't have a lot, well, you'll have a bit of problem because most white kids don't go into that system. They go into other institutions because they have mental problems. They're not criminals, they just have mental problems. I see the systemic racism. I don't look away from it or pretend that it doesn't exist. I pay close attention to it because it does affect me. I'm gonna eat part of my tuna sandwich here and continue looking for my fucking lighter. Gonna drive me nuts. Perfect. I got my dome light on right now. Can't leave it on for too long, and my car won't start. A lot of y'all, you hear the harsh things that I have to say about drug addicts, and then you pretend I'm somebody I'm not. And then you tell me how I need to think of them as human beings, and we need to not think like me. People need to be more caring and more humane, and so on and so forth. And you know what? These people aren't the ones out here who are helping these drug addicts. I am. And it's not just drug addicts that I help, just like it's not just women that I help. I understand that many of the... I found my lighter. Many of the druggy predators that I know, they're not trying to be predatory in their drug of choice, whatever it may be. It's not the gateway drug for them. Abuse was in every case. Also, you notice that guy who had admitted that he was a drug addict, who stood up for himself to Miss Molly. He also is doing the same thing I was tonight, running around looking for half-smoked cigarettes. it rains, so there's ashtrays that are very few and far between. He's also running around trying to collect cans. And I know what his drug of choice is. I know that's probably what the money will get spent on. And I'm not actually okay with it being spent on drugs, but I don't have a guarantee that's what he's going to spend it on. People still got to eat. The other thing is, he's not begging me for the cans and promising me he'll give me half. He's not asking me to stand in line to take his cans in for him, give him all the money, and promise to kick me down a couple of bucks for it. Those guys in Hood River doing that stuff to me with the cans, that's nasty. I don't consent to that. If you'd have told me, hey, I want you to go turn in $5 worth of cans for me because that's all we're allowed to turn in, and I already turned in my $5 worth of cans for the day. If you'd have said you want to spend the money on booze, well, I'd have still done the favor for you, because the person who in specific told him to come ask me, her name is Fu. Isn't that a different name? I like Fu. That's not her full name, that's just her nickname. And she told me, hey, could you sign so he could get $5 worth of cans? He said he'd give you a couple of bucks if you do, and he's already brought in his $5 worth of cans. I said, yeah, I'll do that. And then once I did, I had to instantly regret it, because that guy became a pain in the ass. And he wanted to keep on asking me, despite the fact that I kept on telling him no. He misled the situation, misled me, lied to me, and didn't keep his end of the bargain. As it stands, I have an abundance of cans, an overabundance of cans. The bottles that I have, I intend on keeping because they're lightweight, recyclable bottles. It's #1 recycled plastic, which means that I, personally, can go off in the woods and still have the materials present in the woods to melt that plastic down into something else. Something that'll last longer. Before Natalie was killed, I spent my life collecting tools so that I could make things to make the world a better place. Busting my ass fixing people. Well, not people, but their things for usually absolutely free. I choose to do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. And you guys can try to shame me for that, but you can't make me feel ashamed for that. When we're kids, we're told, hey, if you see somebody doing something bad to somebody else, you need to tell somebody. You need to tell a teacher or the police or your parents. I did that. That's right, I even went to some of my old teachers for help, like Mr. Ed Miller of Chapel, Nebraska. I even got him recorded. I don't know if that recording is on the computer that Dalton destroyed or not. This is my little sister's computer friend. I said I didn't feel comfortable with it. I wasn't okay with him doing it or touching my computer, but my sister insisted. Over and over again, oh yeah, he's gonna fix it for you, Sean. He's gonna help you. He's gonna help you. I'd already decided no, because Dalton is schizoaffective. But then she swore up and down that he wasn't. She's my sister. She knows him better because she hangs out with him a lot. But no, I got a recording with him where he admits that he's schizoaffective. So Tara was absolutely wrong. Matter of fact, she was in the room when he told me he was schizoaffective. I'm pretty sure if you're schizoaffective, you probably shouldn't be touching methamphetamines. But my little sister hangs out with juggalos. Nora is probably a 50 to 60-year-old juggalo. And I think Dalton, aka Special Ed, is probably about 36 or 37. I don't have any respect for juggalos. The only one I did have respect for was Smokey Rebel. No, that's not his real name. That's what he goes by on Facebook. In real life, he just goes by Smokey. Anyway, I'm tired and I'm going to try to go back to sleep. That guy who gave me the 3 snipes, I don't think he's coming back through. There's a gentleman sleeping in a chair outside of my vehicle, and his chest is rising, so he is breathing. He's not sitting out there dead in a chair. I'm just hoping his nightmares have subsided more than mine, because I don't get much sleep. You know how unsafe it is to drive when you're sleep deprived? Anyway, it's good to be rid of you. Thanks for coming to visit. Stay out of trouble or don't get caught. Remember, you are your brother's keeper, and no victim left behind.